Moira, as you and I are the seasoned sofa sisters present on the couch, it's always fun to get into the minds of the younger ones here. Well, it just so happens that the latest edition of Maclean's magazine is helping us all get into the minds of the graduates, the university students actually, that are in university right now, the class of 2011. Some very revealing statistics.
Indeed. Well, every year Maclean's evaluates the performance and popularity of our Canadian universities. This year, they've given us quite a breakdown on the student. And we are focusing in on one of the young women here today. Girls, we've all looked at the highlights. It's not all bad news.
No, I was actually surprised. Maybe I'm just negative, maybe, because I was actually surprised by some of the stats talking about how they actually value influence from their parents, advice from their parents. Another big thing and you know, they want a family, they want a home, all these kind of more traditional quote unquote things that we would say maybe this generation is throwing them out. Actually, they're craving that. And so I was shocked by some of that.
One of them is 68% of current university students expect to tie the knot, get married in 6 to 10 years, and nearly 3/4 expect to have your first child in that time period as well.
Yeah,
so it seems like the generation between us and the university students are the ones that are putting off wedded bliss and putting off motherhood, parenthood. But the younger ones are saying, no, I'm not going to wait so long.
Sadly, 43% have had sex by the time they reach university. But although 59% feel that their values and beliefs are diverging from mom and dad's, 33% look to mom and dad for advice. And you know, the thing I want to say about that is they may not look and behave as if they want to hear from you, but the studies all show that these kids wish they had confided more, wish they had brought their issues to mom and dad and not just depended on the peer group who are all looking for answers as well.
Yeah, well, you know what I think the thing is, though, is that, you know, obviously it's all a part of growing up. You know, there's that period of time, Melissa and I am sure can attest to it, we're a little closer to it, but no offense, guys.
A little closer to it. Thanks for that, Bridget.
Sorry, no,
Just
but
a
I mean,
little.
like, there's a period of time where it's like you want to be an individual, you want to be your own person, and so you sort of pull away from your family, but that doesn't necessarily mean that these are people who have raised you, they're speaking into your life, and, you know, I'll be completely honest. I have friends who their parents growing up just didn't care about what they did not care where they were. And to be totally honest, I would much rather have my lovely, overprotective mother who is invested in my life and concerned about where I'm going, what I'm doing, than have, you know, a parent who just doesn't care about what I'm doing, right? So I think guidance is necessary.
I remember being in high school, and this is many years ago, and having a good girlfriend,
10 years ago.
10 plus, a good girlfriend say to me that she had gotten up really early one morning and was doing her hair at like 6:30 in the morning. Her father got up, came into the washroom where she was doing her hair, and he said, "Oh, are you just getting home?" And she said, "No, I've been home. I'm just about to leave." And she said it really hurt her that he didn't really care if she was just getting home or just leaving. It was just an observation made by him. So I agree with you. I think that although they want their independence, they want to know that there are perimeters, there are boundaries, there's a safety net there at home.
And also I think, you know, what Melissa called traditional values, like, you know, and depending on who's saying it, that can either be a positive or a negative thing, right? But I think those sorts of values, families play a role in society, you know? Everybody, I think for most people, if you're not, you know, if you're not lucky enough to be born into, let's say, a family, a loving family, a great family, you know, I think everybody has that urge to belong somewhere, and family's sort of like that core, you know, and what you learn in your family often is what you take outside, right? And it's like there's repercussions for growing up, you know, in a great household or a bad household. So the fact that like young people, listen to me talking like I'm my generation really values family and wants to have family within the next, you know, I would say 5 to 10 years does not surprise me whatsoever.
However, be warned, potentialistic. I'm not sure if this is a change really. You've been dubbed a potentialist and believe you'll reach your personal best through adventure traveling or volunteering. Now the travel thing, I mean, wasn't it Australia? First it was doing Europe, like in our generation,
yeah.
it was doing Europe.
Still is.
And then it was Australia. Now it's going to Whistler. They're all going to Whistler. but just be warned, Mom and Dad, they're going to want to shake the dust off and take off, possibly.
But they still want to connect with you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
that's the
Yes,
good.
because we are still mentoring our children,
Right.
even when they're in their 20s. As parents, we're still mentoring them in how to manage time, how to manage money.